What's going on? Getting on this slab, y'all. But yeah, just wanted to say, man, it's come to a head or to a point where you have to start really, reevaluating what you're doing for people. If you helping promote wickedness, man, and you're part of the problem. I didn't even know that. You can literally be handing somebody the knife to stab you in your back with when you helping the wrong person. It's not that I didn't know. It's just, how you kind of aware of something, but you're not. You can literally be helping somebody, rebel against you. You really can be setting yourself up for failure by helping somebody else that, you're really not supposed to be helping in a certain way. And it's like, wow, it dawned on me listening to this skit, man, on YouTube, and it makes sense. It really do make sense, man. He said, don't help the lazy, because a man that don't work shouldn't eat. He said, don't help the wicked, because you strengthening their rebellion against you, and that's what made me think about it. Really, that's what really made me think about, man. I do not want to help nobody stab me, man, in my back. Sometimes you really do have to say no to some people, man, and it's like you really gonna have to just stand on business for real. You gonna have to let some people follow. And I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it in terms of you yourself gonna have to let somebody fall off in order for them to learn what they need to learn. I've heard the notion of like stepping back, because a person that did like something over and over. They made the same mistake over and over. But just pure evil, yeah. It's like I know it to a certain degree, but I didn't really understand that there are levels to the people you help in the ways that you help them. And it's like they don't even have to be an evil person to be doing something evil that you should not support. It's like politics or just any small thing that, like contradicts what is good and what's, like right to do. Man, it really got my mind a little blown, it's like, wow, man, you really gonna have to not help the wicked, you don't have to, man, you do not give the wicked, don't give the evil people resources, man, because evil, it works against you and not for you, you know what I'm saying? Now, some people are bound by their situations, man. I'm gonna probably go over y'all heads with this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Some people are bound by their situations, by their decisions. Like I really gotta use King Saul and King David. King Saul did not do what God said and destroy all of the Amalekites. He tried to keep some of their resources, and he ended up being judged for it. Man, there was an evil spirit sent by God to him, and only David could calm it down with his music, yeah. And like David himself, when he killed the Hittite Uriah for his wife Bathsheba, God said, I'm gonna raise up evil against you in your own house because you did this thing. He let the child that Bathsheba got pregnant with die. Then he raised up evil, in his own house against him. One of his sons ended up taking advantage of one of his daughters, and one of his other sons killed the son that took advantage of the daughter. So yeah, I mean, it's like seeds you sow. You can plant bad seeds, man, and reap, evil for bad things that you do and all that. But y'all ain't just gotta go off me. I'm assessing what I'm processing. I'm just reviewing what I'm hearing and processing. So yeah, it's really, you know, that's kind of deep to me, you know, because it's like you give people grace, but when you ain't supposed to do certain things for them, or you ain't supposed to help them in a certain way, you don't help them, you know, get closer and closer to gaining power, you know, just for destruction purposes. But it's a lot to unpack with that, though, ain't it? I mean, it's really a lot to like, it just unpack with determining who you gonna help. Because sometimes you have mercy on people, but you know, mercy runs out, man. You know, I mean, God's mercy never runs out, but some people, you know, they run out of mercy with others. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that a person is bad for saying no, but sometimes you have to say no to the things that, you know, people don't want you to say no to, you know. And I've been talking about this word no, and sometimes you have to say yes to some things too. Somebody had pointed that out to me when I did the video. Like, it's good to say yes to it is, and it is. It's good to say yes at certain points of time. So I can't say every no is good, and I can't say every yes is bad. So I understand in that perspective, because sometimes you have to say yes to the change that needs to happen, or the thing that needs to, you know, go through. So yeah, it makes sense. It really does make sense. Yeah, man, I'm just evaluating it, and it's like most of us gonna say no to the things that are just blatantly evil. You know, we're gonna say no to the things that are just blatantly evil. You know, and it's like I feel like this year. I'm 45 years old, right? I was born in 1980. I've literally seen the 80s. I grew up, you know, from a child in the 80s and 90s. You know, I was still a child, you know, single digits in the 80s. I was a teenager in the 90s, you know. And yeah, I've seen this world change, man. And I think some things are gonna come full circle, just like you know, they say in the scripture says that, you know, there's nothing new under the sun that hadn't been done. But see, wicked nations and wicked things, man, they're gonna have they place of judgment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the purpose of me doing this is to just simply say, man, recognize what you shouldn't do for people. You know, recognize what you don't have to say no to, man. This thing is big, man. You know, agreeing with somebody in a certain thing or a certain way, man, it has consequences to it, man. You know, it's not random to just be okay with whatever a person does, man. You can't sit in agreement with everything all the time. Some things you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to stand up for. You're gonna have to stand up on your boundaries and your beliefs, and not do certain things. You know, it's just what it is, man. Especially if you're a God-fearing person, you know. And I just want to practice, you know, and get myself right with the Lord myself. I mean, I can't save myself. Salvation is, you know, given to us. It's a gift. It's the gift of God. You know, not of works, unless any man should boast. But Paul put it like this. He said, Know ye whom to service that you yield yourselves to obey. It's like you obligated to obey what your master wants you to do. So, you know, if God is holy, you need to be practicing how to be more like him. If God values righteousness and loving kindness, when he proclaimed himself, when he walked past Moses, he was like, you know, loving kindness. You know what I'm saying? And he said some more stuff. Some of this stuff can't come to my mind right now, but I'm gonna have to go back and revert back to it and stuff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go on there and post this one. This one went way longer than I thought it would. So yeah, y'all, man, set boundaries, set limits, man. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you know it ain't right. You know, don't. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all on this here, because I go through this right now. Do not follow the crowds, man. Do not follow the crowd decision all the time. You know, sometimes the crowd right and sometimes they're wrong. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Do what you know is right for you. You know what I'm saying? No matter who doesn't believe it or believe in you or disagree with you, sometimes you're going to have to do what you know was best for you. And that kind of led me into some things that I wouldn't rather done either. The fact that I kind of, you know, you'll get weak and you'll get vulnerable, and you're hoping your answer is coming when you test it. And sometimes you test it to say no rather than yes, and sometimes you test it to say yes rather than no. So yeah, y'all, man, y'all really, you know, get a full handle on what's to allow in your life and what not to allow in your life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Y'all stay up out here, man. Y'all be good. You guard your hearts, man. Be protective of yourself, man. You know, delight yourself in the Lord. You know, I'm talking like this, man, and this is what I show y'all on this. What I show y'all on this channel is the person that I aspire to be. It's not that I'm all the way like this. It's just that this is the person that I aspire to be. I aspire to be a man who lives righteously. But I don't have it down pack, and I don't have it all in order, you know. This is what, if I'm gonna say something to the word, I'd rather say it with a good intention and genuine, you know, ambitions just to help somebody do better in life. I don't want to spread certain things, and like I said, I don't know what I'll fall for or if I get stronger in the person that I'm trying to become, and my goal is to get better and be a better human being overall. So yeah, I hope this helps somebody, man. I really hope this, you know, it just help y'all get a grasp of what to do and what not to do. And if you want more insight on it, now this is just for me a reference point I think would help people. Matthew chapter 5, you know, the Beatitudes, man. Read that, man. It's, you know, and I'm gonna tell y'all this too. I didn't realize that I was reading about spiritual laws, reading the Beatitudes. They literally, the spiritual laws are really based off of Matthew 5. A lot of, yeah, I mean, y'all research it and see what spiritual laws is, and then go back and read Matthew 5, Jesus Christ, Sermon on the Mount. Yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all stay up.